and welcome to the channel. So for today's video, I'm continuing somewhat using stuff up. I did have to buy more stuff for this, but it's because I thought I had more of it. And then I had the idea and I needed to go with the idea. It sparked joy. It made me happy. So I have a lot of polymer clay that I've accumulated. Some of it left over, some of it I bought with the intention of using it for something and just didn't. So I had this genius idea to make a lamp. I've seen people kind of make lamps with polymer clay, but not in the same way I'm going to be doing. So I have transparent, I have a few things of white. This one's partially used. This is like leftover scrappy stuff. This is a whole extra thing of the Five Below clay that is completely out of order because I was going to use it and then didn't get around to it. And then we have liquid clay, which I bought thinking that it was like polymer clay adhesive. Its instructions are literally to fill a mold with it and then bake it like that. I'm still going to try and use it as a polymer clay adhesive. We'll see what happens. If I need to just bake them separately and super glue them, that's perfectly fine. And I have UV resin. I obviously have like my miscellaneous clay tools. I have the coconut oil to smooth stuff out. And then I just added some coconut oil into an empty cosmetics dropper container that is condensating really badly. But that's all that is. It's just more of the coconut oil. Because I figured as a dropper it would be a little less messy. I have jewelry wire. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then we have the lamp kit itself. Aside from a stencil kind of thing, like I made a guide for myself out of said guide. It's just newspaper taped together and cut apart. And then I thrifted a lampshade that we're going to tear apart and just use the fundamentals of it. Put that back off to the side because it's bulky. And then the last thing, I know there's a lot of ingredients to this project already, I'm aware, but I'm very excited for it. I have gotten it to be very meticulous. This isn't the only container, but I've already kind of started drying them out and crushing them up. I have old flower petals. So here's the plan, right? So I've already made one side of it. This is going to be the back because it's kind of ugly. But this is going to be like the shape. And then we'll make another one like this, and then we'll make a flat side around it. And then I want to put a dogwood flower here. This is going to be painted. This is just a random color because I mixed a bunch of clay together. I'm going to make the flower in white. I also have chalk pastels if I need to use them to, I want to like shade the petals a little bit with pink. But the dried flowers are because we have this translucent clay. And I want to make beads for the lampshade with real flowers in it to match the flower on the front. So I know this is all very overly complicated. I'm very good at making things very overly complicated. So I guess the least exciting part is that I had to go get more parchment paper, but we needed that in the house anyway. You always need parchment paper. That's an essential. So let's see what we get. I might be having Will do the electrical. Does it not come with the long portion? What? Do I not need like the tall thingy? Yeah, it says it comes with that. I don't see that. Where is it? Is that supposed to be? No. That's not in there. Would I be able to get away with not having that? Well, now I'm kind of scared. Let's just go ahead and try and put this together, I guess. Hopefully I have everything. Did I do it? I think I did it. Mom, I'm an electrician. Moment of truth. Oh my God, it works. And I can't get it off now. Oh. Oh, that's right. It's one of them. So now I'm going to make another conglomerate and mix a bunch together. All right, so we have both our sides made. Honestly, as much as I was talking bad about this one, originally, it turned out better than the other one. So we're going to use this as our base for the front side, and we're going to do our flower. Look how pretty they are. I think I want to do something along these lines where it's a little pink on the edge, and that's kind of it. I might use this as my reference. It does have some green in the middle. I forgot about that. But we do have some greens here that I can mix into the white. And the reason I chose dogwoods specifically is simply because they have that round shape, and I wanted more of a rounder facing lamp, I guess. Because it's not like a globe shape. I didn't spin it on a wheel or anything. I considered doing an iris because that's the state flower of Tennessee and that's where I live. But I thought that might be too intricate, one, and too delicate, two. I did not want it to break. So we're going with a dogwood. Just have to kind of play with it a little bit to get it ready to be sculptable. Ooh, it's actually pretty soft right now. I forgot how nice Sculpey is. Right now we're not sculpting, we're just sizing. Because before we start sculpting, I want to make sure I have approximately equal amounts per petal so that the petals are the same size. All right, so now those are all approximately the same size. Now I'm a little bit better, feel a little bit better about working with them. So the more that I'm thinking about this, right, the more I realized that the Amazon listing that I paid for was like $1 or $2 less. And it said it was like a return or something, but it was supposed to have all the parts. So I think they just left out that one part, or it got lost or something in the process, and that's why we're missing it. But I need to have this video out. So I'm trying to kind of figure it out and play with it here. I'm like a moth with lamps. I love lighting. Apparently there's different kinds of lamps. This is from Lamps USA. So there's the clippy one, which this is not. There's that kind. Okay, so apparently I did get the wrong kind of lamp shade. I wonder though if I could potentially flip this so that it goes on like this, would that look really dumb? Because, I mean, that would look really dumb. So basically, I don't need this hoopy part. And because it was already put on, I don't know how to take it off. So I need to find a way to figure out how to take it off.
I don't have pliers. Will has pliers. Oh, wait, what if I pinch it? I can pinch it apart!
Well, it's still a little bit warm, but it's okay. This didn't really stick, but I also didn't really expect it to. So we'll set that off to the side. We can remove all of these little bits of tin foil. Oh yeah, we've already got some cracking. Yeah, that did not attach. But that's okay. That is okay. So basically, I need another flat surface. That's what I need. What I decided to do, since we accidentally got the wrong thing, but I think it's going to work in our favor, is I want this to be a little bit smoother because this is the front. So I'm basically going to do a layer of it on here and then use that also as a way to hopefully attach the flower, and then also that petal, and then also the center. We just use like a fan brush and brush it out a little bit. Yeah, sort of. All right, I don't think you guys want to see all this part, so we're gonna skip ahead, but I also don't think I need to use that since I'm doing a larger portion. It really does smell like PVA glue. Ah. Oh wait, this is wrong way. It's supposed to be this way. Nope, I had it right the first time, I think. Oh well. And then we'll use this to attach it. Yeah, definitely. It was the other way around before, but it's fine. Alright, so I did bake this with that adhesive or whatever, the molding thing. It reeks, for one. It smells like stinky feet mixed with PVC and kind of like marijuana as well. It's awful. I realize now that the center is off center. They did break a little bit, and I do regret making them so big they kind of look alien. But because this stuff stank so much, it reminded me a lot of PVC glue, whatever it's called, like tacky glue. I left this for days to dry, to see if it would dry. It did not dry on the metal or the paintbrush, but it did dry on, well, sort of dried on my paper. It's like if PVC, whatever it's called, tacky glue, is mixed with oil, almost. I don't know how to describe it. That's the best way I can describe it. It's awful. Don't get it. It's gross, and it stinks, and I'm probably gonna have to throw out this paintbrush now. So let's set these off to the side and roll out a flat piece that I can connect these with. And oh my god, that stuff got everywhere. I hate it. I have already mixed up most of the remaining clay except for some green and white. Hopefully this will be enough for what I need, and I can get away with using these to fix the center. So I found this old failed bookmark that the top got torn off of because the book got caught. So while that's dry or cooling, I have already cooked it, but it needs to cool. Let's work on the beads. I think I want to just use these petals because they have the most color, Most of my other ones were white or yellow, or not white or yellow, white or orange. And I tried to dehydrate them a little bit more in the oven, and they just look kind of like old. They got a little brownish and just didn't look pretty. This is going to sound a little bit weird as a supply for this, but I was looking for something that would make a decent sized bead without being too big so that I could keep the sizes consistent. So I think we're going to use the top of this correction fluid. That's a decent size. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Getting them to turn into beads and not just balls. I've got paper clips. Granted, these are the plastic coated ones. I've bought enough things for this project. For a project to use up supplies. I'm not going to go out and buy paper clips just because they don't have the coating on them. All I did was take the edge of a pair of scissors and scrape it against the side. You can get the whole thing off. And as far as how I'm going to bake them without flattening them, I have this Altoids container. I'll just bake them like that. I did what I could with this. It's not perfect, but I am going to mix the background color. I kind of have to put this standing upright just for its own support because it doesn't have anything filled in right now. So while that base coat's drying, we can disassemble this lampshade and start with the beading a little bit. Alright, so I've got this cleaned up the most that I'm going to be able to get it cleaned up. And now, I decided against the jewelry wire, right? I have an excess amount of thread, so I'm just going to do black thread. I made a bunch of the beads. And I also picked up some glass beads. This is one set. This is another set. So I could show you what they look like. They're just green beads. Well, green, black, and clear. And then some sewing needles. Alright, so I'm back. This video is very late. It is taking me way longer and been way more expensive than I thought it would be. So I have already wired it through because I knew it was going to be tedious and there's going to be a lot of swearing. So I did that off camera. But now to combat the flimsiness, I've got to fill it with tin foil. I'm going to do a base coat of white on the petals. And then the little, like, reddish pink magenta corners. Do I love how this is coming out? Absolutely. Am I over this project by now? Yes. This is the color I want. So this is about the color of the original shade that I had. I'm kind of wishing I just spray painted this whole thing, to be honest, but that would have been even more money. This is one of the few things that I already had for this project that was supposed to be using up stuff that I already have. It's been a roller coaster. Yeah, we lost another one. I think all of this is dry. I know my background is very paint strokey, but I want to seal at the very least the flower in resin just to protect it and make it look like wet and shiny and glossy. So let's try this stuff. So it should not be a two-part because it is UV. And I do have my little nail UV light here. So that's what I have. What is going on here? Oh, there's a bunch of different... Oh, so that, like, when you can have... Oh, there's 3. It's a set of 3. I see now. I did not realize I got 3, but they're good to have around. Alright, I need to find a paintbrush that I don't mind to sacrifice. We'll use this one because it's stained anyway, because so why not? I know this stuff is gonna reek, but I'm scared. Let's start over here. Okay, it is nice and thin. So when it comes to the lampshade, this is where we're at. I decided to do sets of 3 and 3. And, I mean, they will be attached to the big circle eventually, but I wanted to have as many on here as I could first, so that I could make sure it's even. But this is one block of that translucent clay. So this did not go as planned. First of all, I ran out of the glass beads and just started stringing on the plain beads by themselves. One, I didn't want to store it, and two, I wanted to even out the weight. And then I was like, geez, this is really heavy. I should test this. It's too heavy for the lamp, so I'm going to have to find a way to reuse these beads. Because I put a lot of time into this. If nothing else, just making the beads. So I'll find a way to reuse the frame in some sort of way, and I'll find a way to reuse the beads. But that's going to be a no-go. I do have this backup, though. You really can't see it, but it's this kind that you screw in. So I'll have to put on that loop wherever I might have put it. So I have done the best that I can. I was actually really happy with it until my cat knocked it over. So now I have foam clay up at the top to try and avoid the fact that I'm having to hold it, because that happens. But this is the finished product. So if you like my art and you like my channel, hopefully you like both. Please ignore my dog playing in the background. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to stay artsy. Bye, guys.